Good evening, ladies, gentlemen. Welcome one, welcome all to your Wednesday night entertainment here in CRF1. Here we are in Imola this evening for round 3 of season 11. And my computer is having an absolute fit, so bear with me, so apologise. We are at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Dino Ferrari, the 4.9 kilometre circuit in the town of Imola in Italy. So we've already had incredible racing so far this season. I hope you've actually seen it. Good evening, Wood Diamond already. Lovely to have you. Wow, it's raining heavily. That is not fun for all the ladies and gents or racers this evening. Oh, that's not what they were hoping for. Wow, that's going to really throw the cat amongst the pigeons this evening. Wow. Well, I'm excited. I don't think anybody else is, but I certainly am. That is incredible evening, liquid gas. Hope you are well as well, my friend. So a little bit to tell you about. From last week, we have had a qualifying ban, unfortunately, for Snake, who is there. He's in the Alpine. He unfortunately accumulated 25 penalty points last week, so that has actually unfortunately dropped him down the order to 12th place in the standings for Japan, which I will go through very shortly, including the current standings after 2 rounds. But it is intermediate tyres, and look at Bradders, wow, sliding around Tosa already on his outlap. This is going to be a difficult one for the drivers. Do expect them though to run about 5 to 6 laps on this compound as they get the heat in the tyres, they learn the circuit, learn the grip, and of course as everybody comes out on track they will then start to clear some of that water, and then they'll get just a bit more grip as well. Looks like it's going to be set in for qualifying. We're unsure yet what it's going to do for the race, but I'm sure one of our lovely gentlemen watching will give us some answers, see what it's going to do in the race. But nice 17 runners as well. Silent Hunter, one of our new people, which is great to see. Brothers back as well. We had Dirty Dubs back as well this weekend, and YNWA, or as I like to affectionately call him, the YMCA, part of the Village People. So he's probably more of a fireman, I reckon, this evening. I think is what it is. WNA. Yeah, just need a bit of help. Either that or his fire truck sprung a leak and has doused this Imola circuit in the very slippery stuff, and Brad is really pushing already. Of course, this is equal performance this season on the new F1 25, just so we get a bit of an order placed, which then next season will go back, I'm sure, to realistic performance. This season we've already seen some incredible driving. If you haven't seen it so far, you're definitely missing out. We have had back-to-back wins from our reigning champion Liquid Gas, and then we've had back-to-back third place from Thomas, a podium each for Dean and YNWA. So Liquid Gas leading the standings, leading the championship as it stands. Is he going to be able to get a hat-trick of wins this evening? It's going to be a tall order. This track, worse Snake, well, he has retired. He is on a qualifying ban, but which is going to hurt him because he's 7th in the standings, 25 points, which is tied with Grimo in 6th. Snake is there on 7th, and Voxy in 8th, tied on 25 points. 2nd, 3rd and 4th, Thomas, Dean and WNA are also tied on 41 points. They are 11 points behind our championship leader Liquid Gas with the 2 wins that he has had, and 2 driver of the day votes as well, which means that the McLaren boys are top of the standings so far. They are only a few points, which is actually, I say a few, 2 points ahead of the Aston Martin boys, with Ferrari 4 points back, nipping at their heels. So very close so far in the championship. And again, this is a track, as I mentioned, very technical circuit, very difficult circuit, high downforce usually is required around here. There's only one DRS zone, which is the start-finish straight, as whoa, Dirty Dubs just about been to where Alex Albon actually funny enough lost it a few seasons ago, and he's struggling for grip there. Well, they've to do it as Liquid Gas sets 28.9, absolutely obliterated by a good 2.3 seconds to Mike Taylor's opening lap time. What about Scott Warrior? What can he do? And of course, now with this being qualifying in very slippy conditions, the battery usage is going to be an interesting one to see what they do with the battery, because it's not as easy to use the hot lap. It's not as easy to use the overtake button, because you're going to need the grip on the tyres, and of course that extra horsepower that the battery gives when it's in the hot lap mode can really spin up the rears, which is not what you need around this circuit in these conditions. But Diamond at 29.5 on board Scott Warrior, who's going again. But let's have a look at Thomas. He's on his first run, so we expect to see a few fast laps, a cool down lap to do a little bit of recharge, and then potentially going again for the drivers and keeping the heat into these intermediate tyres, of course, all so important. So good evening to all of you in the watching. Good evening all 9 of you. Please do get involved in the chat. We had some great times last week, and looking forward to some more of that as well this week. But now what can Thomas do as he comes down to the final 2 corners? Has a car ahead, has a McLaren ahead of him, but I think that'll be Monster, which it is, starting his lap, but not hampered, as Liquid Gas goes a little bit quick on his second flying run. But what can Thomas do in response? He absolutely... there we go. Wow. Just over 100th. 12 thousandths. He goes quicker than Liquid Gas on his first run. Monster does a 31.4. What about Silent Hunter? He's out the way. What about YNA? Scott Warrior in the 27s now. So it is, as I mentioned, the drivers finding the grip, finding their pace now, finding where they can push, finding where they can brake, and now this is where the lap times are surely going to tumble. Wow! Well, going into the field there, chicane sideways into the first part there. That's some insane car control. So very well done for the Haasman. How is the lap looking so far? Comes up the hill from Tosa. And of course we'll do an onboard lap very soon with someone, because these have some infamous corner names, of course, around this very infamous circuit. It's a real sad moment that it will be dropped once again from the Formula 1 calendar. And I mean, I am a big fan of this circuit. I like technical circuits, and this is one of them. This is where precision is absolutely key in order to set a fantastic lap time, and you just got to be precise. And it does flow though as well, which is something it is such a good circuit. It is very cool, very hilly, a lot of undulation around the track, and it's just fun. It's iconic as a circuit, and it will be missed. Hopefully it won't be lost off the calendar. I think it's going to set a pole time. We're in the 27.5 now from him, so lap time's absolutely tumbling down. So let's have a look. Who is about to start a lap? Let's go Blood Diamond, who's now at 27.3. He's just finished a lap. That's a credible lap from him. Let's have a look at Thomas. Is now on another flyer, and he's 4 tenths up in the first sector alone. So as mentioned, fuel getting lighter, and the rain does seem to be easing slightly, but the track doesn't look as wet as it did earlier, and that is all important for these drivers as they scramble for grip. That looks very nice at the entry, the bottom of the hill, and oh, bit of wheel spin. That's going to cost him time, using the overtake button to try to compensate for that, and he's 7 tenths up through the middle sector. This is going to be a quick lap. I think this could, if he nails the final sector, we could see low 27s. I think he's currently on a 27.5, which is a 25.5 from Jack. Oh, the lap times are coming, folks. This is going to be who can cross the line last, who can set that time, and it's a 26.8. Well, still a 1.3 second improvement, but 1.3 seconds to Jack. That is an insane lap time. Absolutely incredible. Now then, let's have a look on WN8 because he is invalidated his final lap. He is fully charged. And now he is ready to go. Here we are. Power down. DRS would be open if it were in dry conditions. But now, the Little King, there it is. Over the start finish line. That is actually turn 1, believe it or not. You don't really know it's there, but it is. It sets you up running heavy braking now for the Tamburello chicane. Taking it nice and steady, running a little wide so you can take that turn 4 absolutely flat out. Now then, where do you brake? In the wet conditions, a bit earlier for the Villeneuve chicane. Easy to lose it and go a little bit too wide on there, and then your lap time is ruined. Braking second gear in the wet conditions, fighting the wheel through Tosa to get the traction. The Little King up the hill. There it is. That's turn 8. Then we've got Piratella top of the hill. There it is. Nice, easy again to carry too much speed and run wide. No such problems for YNWA at this moment in time. Down into Aqua Minerale. Heavy braking. Uses third at this point. Just slides and misses the apex, but uses the exit curve of 12 very nicely. The King for 13th. Don't really notice it's there. Then Variante Alta. The slowest 2 corners. Keeps it in third gear nicely. Uses all of the curbs. And then the push down the hill we go. Detection point for DRS is down the bottom of this hill. A heavy braking, difficult one because it's so steep down the hill to 17 and 18 through the Ravazza. And now the push towards the line. And what can it be for YNA? Is it going to be a quick time? It certainly is, a 25.3 for him. So he takes provisional pole position at this moment, away from liquid gas, but there are many more times to come, and that track is just ramping up. Grimo's had a good lap time there. He's up into 7th. Mike is looking like he's going to come out on a fresh set of intermediate tyres, and I'd expect a few drivers now after about the 5 lap mark to come in and to change with a little bit lighter fuel as well. How about Mr. Mont? He's had a slow first sector. He's currently in 9th, has a bit of a cushion to those behind him as well, but as we've just seen, the lap times tumble. Voxy now up there for the Aston Martin in 2nd, replaces liquid gas. That's a very good lap time from him in the mid 125s. And I think we're going to see a few drivers, a few places on the grid just kind of very close, very tight, but then we're going to see a gap to a next group of cars. And that, as I think, is the sort of format we're going to see through this qualifying session. I'm curious to know if Monza's going to go for another lap, or if he's finished on those tyres. He has, so we'll leave him be. Scotch Warrior back up into 5th. Let's have a look. Blood Diamond is now starting a fly. Where's liquid gas? He's just done, if that's right, 6/10 quicker in the first sector on his 6th lap on those intermediate tyres. That's incredible. He used a lot of battery though. He's going to have to try to recharge that in the middle of the lap. Got a little bit deep at the bottom of the hill, but now he's got to push right up the top now. He's a second up. This could be a monster lap time if he hooks this last sector up. Looks quite nice and neat for the Variante Alta, using a bit more of his battery as he powers up down the hill now. He's using quite a bit of his overtake there, but he's going to be able to recharge a little bit of that through braking. Uses second gear to get that car rotated. Oh, very difficult for the first part of Ravazza. And now the push towards the line. Are we going to see a 123s? Is it a 124.1 from Jack? Wow. Who has got an answer to that? Blood Diamond up on his lap time, but only just. He's lost a little bit of time in the middle sector. It's only slightly ahead by less than a 10th. Grimo is now in the 25s as well. I have a feeling I'm going to lose my voice before the race even starts. Ladies and gentlemen. Interesting, Mike's looking like he's going to put the soft tyres on. I think it's still raining. I don't see that as though he's built as Blood Diamond, so that's his run over Vexman. On a fly on fresh intermediate. Thomas is also down in 9th. You don't expect that from Thomas. But that could signal to me that it's a bit of a dry race. And I think he's just going to struggle in this moment in time. Vexman does improve up to 6th. But Thomas in ninth, I think. There he is, the Ferrari man. I think with that, he's on a dry setup. I think it's going to be a dry race. So we are missing Dean, unfortunately, this evening. That's going to hurt this championship, as we know. Mr. Gould, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, he's saying the softs are very brave. Yeah, it will be insane if he finds the dry line, and there is pretty much a dry line there. But the question with that, and I do agree, it is a dry line, it's still the level of grip that's on track. Inate's actually looking at doing some medium tyre laps. That'll be interesting. Only 3 minutes to go, so driver's only going to get one flying lap. We're going to watch Thomas. Well, actually, we're going to leave Thomas. I want to go to Mike because he's following, and this is going to be interesting. He's doing another outlap just to make sure. Okay, howdy, howdy. So yeah, but why? Liquid Gas looking at doing the mediums, potentially doing a lap on them. I mean, it's still raining. We will know when the sign pops up, unless I've just missed it, that DRS is enabled. That is when it's that crossover point. But Mike, we know, is not really pushing, but we're just keeping an eye on him because the car doesn't look too squirrely at this moment in time. Yes, he will be in. Well, he's now on standard fuel, so the engine turns itself up after you outlap back to standard, whether you like it or not. And here's the thing: I wish you could turn it back down to low and then go back up to high. I wish that was something, or from lean, I should say, to standard. I wish you could turn it back down, but no such luck. I mean, that car, such as the graphics this evening, it looks like his front wheels are sort of off the ground a little bit in that Williams, so the man's flying high. He's wheeling down every straight. Oh, I've never seen that before, but that's another new one. Yeah, it's just going to be, I'm going to be interested. He's not done a push lap, so it's actually not an unreasonable lap, that one, actually, a 130 with no ARS and even just on standard. So let's keep an eye on him. A few drivers, as WNA on the fresh inters does a 23.4 now to Pip. Liquid Gas at the top. So I don't actually know the tyre rules, I'm not going to lie. If it's a wet qualifying dry race, I don't know what they get to start on if you're in the top 4 drivers. So that's going to be something we'll keep an eye on. And hopefully we'll get that message through. But what can Mike do? He's slightly up on his first sector time. This could be a crossover. This could be lap times tumbling. Few drivers on the soft tyres. Few drivers on the medium tyres. There is a lot of traffic out there at this moment. So this qualifying, this last minute is going to be jam-packed, ladies and gents. You do not want to be going anywhere because the lap times are going to come tumbling down. Mike looks like he's got a bit more confidence. Mike looks like he's got a grip on that I'm going to say two-wheeled Williams, and he's gained a second in the middle sector. It's definitely dry tyres now, isn't it? Right at the end of this qualifying session. As Grimo Blood Diamond have started their laps, we have got an Aston ahead, and I think that might be a Haas. Hopefully Mike is not going to get turned up too much. Thomas now with a 23.2. Mike is going to struggle with the dirty air. He's going to have the run towards the line. Who's been able to see the line? Foxy didn't get there. Mike didn't improve probably as much as he wanted to. Now then, let's have a look. Blood Diamond 4/10 up. Grimo 4/10 up the first sector. Where is Liquid Gas? He's coming to the end of the first sector. He is 2/10 down on his previous lap. So we'll keep an eye on that. But let's go back to Grimo, the Williams, the other Williams. Mike is in 10th. Grimo currently in 7th. Had a good first sector. We'll watch him to the middle sector. That Williams is definitely on 2 wheels. So that's an interesting development. That Goremaster's done 6/10 up. This could take him into currently 5th. We'll see what he can do. And the final part, got a lot of battery left. So I'm sure he's going to be hammering the overtake button. Yeah, it's not bad as well. Fatal, not bad at all, my friend, in 4th. Currently, are you at threat though? Because we've got the dry runners coming to the end. coming to the final run. What can Grimo do? He gets 5th. Not quite the 2nd row, but 3rd row for Grimo. Blood Diamond in 8th. Who's on a lap? There's Jack. He's coming to the end of his lap, and he has bailed on that one. He has given in for that. And there, ladies and gents, bit of an anticlimax, I'm not going to lie, but Thomas takes pole position with YWA in 2nd. Liquid Gas, our championship leader, in 3rd place. Scots Warrior, great qualifying, in 4th. Grimo in 5th. In 8th. In 6th. Voxy in 7th. Blood Diamond in 8th. Vexman 9th. And the other Williams of Mike in 10th. Trem, good qualifying, in 11th. Brothers in 12th. Monster in 13th. Johnny in 14th. Silent Hunter 15th. Dirty Dubs in 16th. Didn't look like he struggled a little bit with his grip there, with the way his setup was, and the at the back of the grid. So we've got a few people. Welcome to Mr. All Grown Up. Lovely to see you. Jack says his grip was there, just he didn't have the temps in the tyres. Difficult in these conditions, of course. And then we've also got, he says, yeah, the Inters were good. I think they were just slightly the better tyre right at the end. But I mean, we've got 32 laps around this circuit. And of course, I mentioned the one DRS zone down the start-finish straight could make matters very interesting indeed. Tyre strategy is going to be interesting. Jack, while you're there in the chat, could you please inform myself and the viewers of the tyre choices with it being a wet qualifying session? Because it's beautiful sunshine, so I'm sure the inters and the wets are not going to be needed. But the rules for the top 4, my friend, would be greatly appreciated. See what we have. That'd be great. And so drivers now, whatever they can do with their setups is going to be key, because it'd be interesting to see who had a little bit more of a drier setup. The rule is void, so it's free tyre choice for everybody on the grid. So people will have a lot of fresh soft tyres, fresh mediums for many, and fresh hard tyres as well. Tyre strategy, the game seems to be making everybody do a 2-stop strategy, but also chance of virtual safety cars, chance of safety cars. The walls are very tight around here, so there is a big chance of some safety cars. And there can be a little bit of contact through a few stages, and that is usually through the Timberello chicane, especially turn 3. The exit of that can get very tight indeed. Wow, that was very quick. I didn't have a chance to have a drink. Well, there we are. Such is life. So we have got, wow, most of the drivers on the medium tyres, only 3 drivers on the hard compounds. Liquid Gas, Andrew Mond, so both McLaren boys going with a hard strategy to start with, and Snake as well at the back looking to go a little bit longer into this, and then be able to have a few quicker tyres towards the end. What's going to be interesting is Jack did a lap or so on the medium, so did a few drivers as well. So it's going to be interesting to see where he's accumulated on there, and how that will then affect him during the course of this race. The tyre strategies, folks: medium, hard, or in any order of those 3. Then the extra strategy, the 3-stop, using the softs in that middle stint. That's an interesting one. Oh, Mike's disqualified somehow. I'm not sure what he's done there in 10th. Maybe had a collision with somebody or went off circuit, not 100%, but there's a big gap from Blood Diamond to Vexman. He closed that one up a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the wear on those. But those soft tyres, the tyre wear we have seen is quite high on this game, so I think a 2-stop will be okay. Usually, obviously, of course, everything used to be a 1-stop race, but now, I mean, with the safety car, it's a very long pit lane, this one. Very. Oh, Liquid Gas and Scots Warrior had a little collision through Ivatsa, so they won't be at optimum tyre temps, but probably won't be a million miles away, so I won't have hurt them too much, just set them a little bit further back on the grid. This time around, we're not a million miles away from the lights. We used to be what felt like down at Rivatsa, where we got the camera angles but we're going to have to ride on board with our pole sitter as Snake lines himself up on the grid. And folks, we have 32 laps of this Imola Grand Prix for you. We have 5 red lights. CRF1 on a Wednesday. We go racing. A little bit of wheel spin from Thomas, but it's a good start. Not as good as... Wow, yeah, he got a fantastic start. Scott's Warrior as well. Great start. Jack got swallowed a little bit on the hard compound tyres, don't forget. Blood Diamond, lightning start. But look at this side-by-side through turn 1. Jack's had to go wide around the outside to keep it from Scott's Warrior. Just about does. Just that. Blood Diamond up 2 in 8. Poor start from him. Snake up 5 places. What a rocket start. That was monster as well. Good start from him. Up 2. Foxy has gone off at the Villeneuve chicane. He's tumbled down the order. That's horrible for him. He had a great qualifying session. It's a little bit slow at the back. Drivers side by side up and down the order. Trem, Monster just getting the grip, feeling it. Who was that that went wide? That's Grimo at the top of the hill. To Piratella, and that's allowed. Blood Diamond says thank you very much. Oh, and a tap from Grimo at the back. That could have gone damage. I think they got away with it. But there might have been a warning, I think, because that was a heavy hit from the Williams. But look at this, an 8 now, all over the back of Grimo, and they're about a second off the top 4. There's quite a few decent gaps already. Dirty Dubs 3 seconds already in terms of penalties. That is not ideal. Big battles going on down the field, and again, this is another one. Once you're out of the DRS, it is very, very difficult. Of course, now activate the end of this lap as YNWA leads us round at the end of lap 1. Great start from him. What a launch he had off the line. A little bit too much wheel spin for Thomas. Just couldn't get it moving. Grimo, look at this into turn 1, side by side, just enough room left. Grimo thinks, just holds on, the camera cuts away though, they're still side by side through the exit. Mike is in the exit, look at this, from an 80 backs off into Velo. Grimo still left in room, but has to give it. Very tight, that second part of it, but is he going to have a look into Tosa? No, he can't, but Grimo goes very wide, he kisses the gravel. That's going to hamper him because his teammates now through. Mike up 3 places already. Snake already in 9th place. What an opening lap and a half he has had. Oh, who's that that's come out? Oh no, it's Scott's Warrior. Oh, Scott's Warrior, Piratella. Oh, heartbreak. Broken front wing. Oh, that's heartbreak for him. And I think it's a full course yellow with that one. Looks like a virtual safety car has been deployed. Has he got himself moving? I think he has. Yes, he has. So, virtual safety car. Oh, and it's already going. Well, no, it hasn't. Actually, San Hunter maybe just wasn't looking at the Delta, because it hasn't even gone green. Oh, it's pushing on and drive through penalties. Silent Hunter, not a good evening for him so far. But that's allowed the top 3 to escape a little bit. Blood Diamond got through on Grimo, and now he's got quite a mammoth challenge, you would say. But you have clean air at 2.3 seconds further back, so that will help if the others start squabbling. Now it's just going to be interesting to see the the time deltas, I should say, as Johnson and Scott's Warrior do pit. Like I say, a very, very long pit lane this one. Short entry, but a very, very long exit to the pit lane. And Brad is speeding in the pit lane. That's... come on. Especially under VSC, it does reduce speed anyway. But who am I to comment? And now it goes green. DRS is enabled. Blood Diamond, difficult restart for him, lost a bit of time. Jack actually gained a little bit of time on Thomas, so he timed that very, very well indeed. And it is very difficult. I have been victim to that as it was 2 nights ago in my league race, which then went from bad to worse. But we don't talk about that because, well, it was rubbish. So, moving on. Top 3. Top of the tree in the championship as well. Unfortunately, Dean missing. So that, of course, is one of those that is going to alter massively the championship, because it is very, very close due to the way the point structure is, with points all the way down being scored. Get rid of that extra bit on our screen, and now we go to infield because the DRS is open, and now Jack on the grass gets the move done, just gets the car turned, locks up as he gets the car into Tamburello, makes the move. Now Jack making waves. Don't forget, he's on the hard compound tyre as well. The two around him on the medium tyres. So, an interesting turn this one. And I do like the purple Lewis Hamilton helmet. probably not intentional, but I'm calling it anyway because that's what I do. And it's purple and it's Lewis's colours, or was. So I like it. YNWA not getting away at the front. Jack's hard compound tyres just in a nice window at this moment in time. Fexman and Mike having a battle as well. A few gaps have formed as well. Monster in 9th, so running quite well as well. Dubs has a 3-second penalty again to his name. But Andrew just closing in actually. Grimmore's had a moment somewhere. What's happened to the Williams man? Oh, that's at exit the very anti-altar. Easy to get the power, to put the power down and just lose it. No damage as Liquid Gas now sets the fastest lap of the race. He's going to have the DRS. Is he close enough? Is he close enough? Wow! The overspeed. Rocket ships past the Haas. And now the man, the championship leader, season 10 MRS champion, is now leading the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. On the hard tyres, we've got another. It's a full course safety car. I think that's Silent Hunt. Nope, it isn't. Sorry. That might be Scott's Warrior. Had another moment. He's lost his wing again. But full course safety car. Now then, it's only on lap 4. Are we going to see anybody pitting? Because this is early for Jack. It's early for the hard tyre runners. But are the medium tyre runners going to take this opportunity to get the hard tyres on? They can bring a little, well, try and bring some temperature, of course, behind the safety car. Are they going to use mediums again? But then from there, they're going to have a couple of laps behind the safety car, maybe lap 7. Then we're not a million miles away from the pit stop window. And yes, I'll have to take them a little bit further. But this could throw the cat amongst the pigeons. This could really hurt those on the hard tyres. Monster, Snake up to 5th now. It is. Well, that was a bit cheeky from YNW. I didn't know that surely was an overtake under safety car. That may get investigated after the race, but the leaders are pitting. Even Jack, he's put the medium tyres on. What about Thomas? What about Snake? Snake's also. No, Snake didn't pit. So Thomas on mediums, YNWA on the hard tyres. I think that'll be looked at after the race. That he overtook under safety car and on the entry to the pits. Didn't think that was allowed, but the game's given it so far. That may be looked at. Personally, and this is nothing against YMCA, I think that's against the rules. I'm not a fan of that. But we move. So, Grimmo, excuse me, after this spin, Monster, Mike, Vexman and Snake did not pit and have not through this safety car period. I can understand why Snake, who's come from the back of the grid, is now leading, hasn't pitted. I can understand that he's on the hard tyre. Same with Monster. If you're on the mediums, you probably would do that a little bit early and then take the hard compounds a little bit further. I think Liquid Gas is going to struggle later in the race, but potentially I think we could see, if we see another safety car, this could really throw the cat amongst the pigeons. I think maybe Jack will put the hard back on, or he's going to have plenty of sets of soft tyres as well. So anything possible, of course, for him. But if you're not in a car and you are watching on this Wednesday evening, please do get involved in the chat. Love to have your company as well in the safety car period. Tell us what you think of the opening few laps. As let's have a look at these penalties because they are accumulating very rapidly. Dubs had another Brothers with 13, Dubs 16 drive through, of course, for Silent Hunter. The problem Silent Hunter's got, he got that under the virtual safety car. He was going to try and take that. You have to serve that within 3 laps, and because of the safety car, he's not able to do that. He may be able to serve that when the safety car also pits, because the safety car has to be fully in the pit lane, and I think the lead car has to be over the start-finish line, because then it is full green condition on the next lap. So, because I've done that, and the leader wasn't over the start-finish line, and it just made me pit and not serve a drive-through penalty when safety car comes in. So I don't know how that's going to affect things. We'll wait and see, but it would make sense for Southampton to do that. Yes, of course, we'll drop to the back of the pack and quite a long way down, but it gets it off. It stops the potential for a disqualification for him, which of course we never want to see. But now, the man who had the qualifying ban, the man who is currently in a big battle in the championship, the man who started at the back of the grid, who had an absolutely incredible first lap and a half, found himself from 17th up to 9th, now finds himself leading and behind the safety car, starts on those hard compound tyres, decided not to pit under safety car, and he's going to continue on. And I think we're going to have at least another lap behind the safety car. I think we've had a moment from the Brothers. Yeah, Brothers has had a moment. Scott's Warrior, didn't realise he was actually far back there. Apologies to him. Difficult one for him. Actually, stunning qualifying in 4th, and it's just been a difficult race so far for him. So he won't be a happy one at this moment. But we are going to have this extra lap under the safety car with the Red Bull and the V-Carb quite a distance behind. And this is the point where drivers are in two minds at this point. Do you try to keep a little bit of heat in your tyres and then risk a little bit of excessive wear from the weaving, from the braking, from the short, hard bursts of acceleration to have the rear wheels spinning up? Or do you sort of let them cool, save a bit of wear, 1-2% extra potentially, and then when the safety cars, you know the safety car's due to come in soon, then do you begin to warm the tyres up, as Brothers has had another pit stop, so this may make the safety car last another lap unless the game decides, well, we've had enough, let's go racing. And for those that have pitted, especially those who pitted onto the medium tyres, this has helped massively, as safety car does come in this lap. So Dubs and Scott's Warrior will struggle to catch the pack. Unfortunately, Brothers won't be able to do it. Unfortunately, hopefully he doesn't have the delta, but let's get rid of the tyres. And now we go to Snake, weaving furiously, getting anything he can in those front tyres to get the grip. Safety car about to enter the pit lane. When does he go? Does he go in between the Rivazzas? Does he go at the exit? No, he's gone in between them. Has he caught them napping? He really has. Faxman miles away, 1.4 seconds as they cross the line. That restart from Snake was timed to absolute perfection. Faxman under pressure for Mike. Grimo, YMT8, Liquid Gas, all nose to tail as well. Silent Hunter didn't go into the pits, so he has been disqualified for that one, which is heartbreak for him. Trem now 3 seconds. But now they've got everyone line astern. Liquid Gas has got through on YWA once more. That low downforce setup, it must be for Liquid Gas, working absolute wonders. And he's trying to go around the outside into Tosa, but he's actually doing the switch back. He forced Grimo into a mistake, and Grimo's lost out to YWA as well, and then Thomas has come through. What a move from Liquid Gas, dubbed Grimo into it. Thought he was going to go on the outside. Grimo went defensive, outbroke himself on cold tyres. Liquid Gas said thank you very much, and through he goes. Mike with 3 seconds. That was a difficult one for him, but now he's going to have flying McLaren behind him, and I think when he gets close to Monster, who's made up a place as well on this restart, so good opener for Monster. Don't forget hard tyres. Look at Jack motoring away. Even before the reverses, he's nearly ahead. Mike just goes deep, just keeps ahead. Lucas had to rethink it, but I'm sure we're going to see the speed now. This DRS is enabled at the end of this lap. Snake with a 1.7 second advantage. Here goes the McLaren. He's pulled out the slipstream. It's actually hampered him because YWA didn't do it. He's going to try and go around the outside of Mike into Tabarello as he managed to do it. Cuts the corner a little bit. Both of them hampered What about Jack? Liquid gas YNWA comes across. Look at this now. We've got 3 abreast. Blood diamond. Mike Trem's involved in this. YNWA gets through on Jack, and wow, poor Mike. Bullied. The only word. Bullied out of that. Wow, what incredible racing. Just about kept it clean. A few drivers a little bit on the grass. But now YNWA all over the back of Monster, who is going to make sure his McLaren is not easy to overtake. He's a very good defender. Knows exactly where to place the car. He's going to go on the inside in the very anti-alta. It's a difficult one to go side by side. I think there's been contact from YNWA. There has been. Monster, I don't know if he was turned into. I hope it's not Monster. It's got the damage. I saw something fly off. It looks okay, but Monster, oh, he's now dropped to 7th, but everyone around him has pitted. Needs to stick with these boys now. But now YNWA on the back of Vexman. Jack going wide. Vexman bails into the pits now. This is going to be DRS, but without the slipstream for YNWA. Jack's got it. Jack's using battery. YNWA's run out of it. Jack on the inside into Tamburello. Has he made it? Yes, he has. Can he get it stopped for the second part? Yes, he can. What incredible racing so far. Wow. Wow. Mugged. I think you probably mean... I'm trying to work out who you mean who was mugged. If it was the Grimo move, yes, I do appreciate that. Monster, I think, was pushed a little bit. There seemed to be carbon fibre flying. We'll see on that one. But now 3.5 seconds the gap. That was 4.4. He's on a charge. He is on a flyer. What can we do to close up? Well then, don't forget that Jack is not going to have the DRS. To be honest, it's worth about 7-8 tenths. Yeah, passing Mike all at once. Yeah, that was hardship for Mike. Really difficult. I mean, it was some great racing through there. Mike tried to hold on with YNWA, but wasn't able to do much about it. YNWA made sure he was getting through on there, and then Jack just held back, made the opportunity move, but of course Mike on the older tyres just struggled with the grip, and of course through their momentum is absolutely key, and he was able to, and then Blood Diamond, of course, was able to come through as well. So 3.2 seconds is the gap to Snake. Hasn't pitted, don't forget. Liquid gas doing 8. Thomas, ooh, a little bit wide from Jack. That's going to be close on the white line in terms of track limit penalties. There's a yellow flag ahead. That is Dirty Dubs, who is slowing down for blue flags, which is good to see. So hopefully it doesn't hamper Snake too much, but they are just catching all the time. Dubs well off track to allow the pack to go through. That's exactly, well, it's a bit extreme when it happens with blue flags, but he's doing the right thing. That's the key part. Well, that's also harsh for track limits. He stayed off track too long, but he did the right thing. He let the leaders go through. That is important. So many drivers in so many leagues have blue flags and they stay on the racing line. Liquid gas looked like he could have been a turn 1 there. I would be surprised if we didn't see a track limit penalty for Jack at some point in this race. Don't forget, we're only on lap 13. Pickle, good evening. Yeah, unfortunately for you, sign on to it. That was just hard for you. I think that was just disappointing. You got the drive through in the virtual safety car, and the actual safety car just didn't come at the right time for you. It was a hardship, my friend. And yeah, of course, you weren't able to serve that drive through and automatically disqualified. You could have come in at the end of that safety car, though. But of course, it's just a patchy one. It's a difficult one. So unlucky, my friend. That sucks, but yeah, it is what it is, mate. But welcome. Glad you're joining us, and you haven't disappeared. But now look at this gap now, 2.3. It has come down by over a second in the last lap, and Jack has the pace. I don't know if YNWA, Thomas, Blood Diamond, just happy sitting there. Don't forget, mix of tyres as well now. There we are. Monster's still just about holding on to the back of Innate, who has pitted ahead of Voxy. So Monster doing a very good job at this moment in time, but his tyres will be crying at this point. There is a spinner. I don't know if it's Scott's Warriors done well to get back up to 11th. I tell you what, I'll give him credit there. Had a few drivers have pitted, but don't forget, he was right at the back of the of that safety car. I think that's Dirty Dubs has maybe had a moment and struggling at this point. But now the gap just closing ever more. YNWA is getting a little bit anxious to move on. A lot of the drivers, a lot of the lights flashing as they try desperately to recharge some of the battery. A few braking zones in this track, so it is one of those tracks that you can recharge quite well. But with this close racing, this is where you do use it quite a bit as well. Vex with 3 seconds, half the field now on penalties of one sort or another. Up at the front, these fresher tyres just working quite well now for them, but the mediums won't be feeling as good. Don't forget, we've had about 2 to 3 laps under the safety car, so they now aren't going to be as highly worn as they would be if we had full racing laps at the speed. And Jack was in clearer air, don't forget, so that will have helped. But I tell you what, YNWA is a lot closer this time round to Jack. Jack's going to get a distance slipstream, but I don't think it's going to matter because YNWA's got to the outside. Whoa, YNWA! Oh my goodness me! Wow! Safety car called. That was so early. Trem as someone coming out of the pits, I think that was. Wow! I have no idea how to decipher that one. I don't know. Wow. I mean, your thoughts in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, because wow, that was incredible. I'm not sure what we've just seen there. I mean, that's helped Snake a lot, don't forget. He's now able to get a free pit stop out of this, because surely everyone's going to pit. Lap 15, not even halfway through, and we're on our second safety car, but YNWA trying to make the move on liquid gas. I think Jack went defensive with that one. Well, he was covering the right-hand side of the track. That's what Jack was doing. The track moves. Don't forget the track. That straight is not straight. It is a not so straight. It was going through the left-hand kink. Jack was going from the left to the racing line on the right-hand side. YNWA, I think, just got caught with how quickly he caught the back of liquid gas. Had to take very evasive action there, and it just hampered. He was full speed. You know, he's going to be 190 mile an hour down there. DRS wide open, low grip, and I think that was hard for YNWA. Really hard. It is probably going to be well, it's not going to be PG friendly. Let's put it that way. But that has brought out a safety car. Now then, this is going to prove a little bit difficult for a few people. Now, Blood Diamond and Nate have stayed out, interestingly. Snake, free pit stop. Look at this now. Because this safety car, technically third on merit and only having one stop, which is now. He still has fresh tyres. Liquid gas. Now, these could be his slightly worn mediums that he used in qualifying. Thomas has pitted for the hard tyres. Monsters benefited really well, actually. He pitted, and as he pit, that was when the safety car came out, so he has not lost too much time at all. So he actually finds himself on pace, on merit, in 7th. Danny Jones hasn't pitted yet. So this is throwing the race out of the championship. Wow. Silent Hunter. Wow. Well, if you're not able to see the stream chat, ladies and gents, we've been thrown a big curveball. So thank you, Pickle, for that one. That is not an affectionate name. His name in the chat is actually Pickle. So there is potential for heavy rain later in this race. It's still beautiful sunshine at the moment. We'll see when it starts getting cloudy what will happen. But wow, this is going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Wow. Now that this... I don't know who this helps, I don't know who this hinders actually at this point. Maybe that's why Blood Diamond and Nate stayed out. Maybe that's why Jack didn't go back to hard tyres and was forced to go a little bit longer on the mediums. Thomas, he chose to go to the hard tyres. With these safety cars, of course, the laps are longer. It slows the pack. That then means if there was rain potential in the last lap or so of the race, that brings it in. That brings it a lot closer because of the time it takes, of course, to do the laps. So we have got a lot in store for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. I'm using this opportunity to catch a little bit of my breath while we're under safety car. The drivers probably want to get on with it, especially if this rain is coming. So thank you for that, my little pickled onion. Do appreciate you giving us the lowdown on the weather, but I think safety car may stay out. It may be a late call though. We have seen it before, because Danny is near. It is a late call. Well, there's your break over and done with, fellas, ladies and gents, because we've got Blood Diamond with the two Alpines right behind him. When does Blood Diamond decide to put the hammer down? Now he goes. Now he's done out the final corner. Safety car hopefully is in the pit lane. He doesn't get the throttle glitch that slows you down a little bit. I think Snake did. Snake may have had a moment, but I think there's a Red Bull in between. That's what's hampered him. That's what's dropped him really far back. But it ain't. What he's trying to have a look at the inside. Can't quite do it. Blood Diamond had to go wide and gets a 3-second penalty for it. I think Nate got one as well. Both got one at the same time. And now Nate's trying to have a look into the field of chicane, but Blood Diamond cuts him off. Snake already the grip on those fresh medium tyres. He's going to have a look into Tosa on his teammate. Got to make it clear. Don't forget your teammates generally battling the car ahead. And I know you're battling after your pit stop, but you've got to be patient. No contact. This is a non-contact motorsport. This is now where patient Foxy with another 3 seconds wants to going to be rubbing his hands at that one. Blood Diamond Nate up the top of the hill in the very end. We see contact there earlier. I think that's going to hamper. It is. But Thomas Fox, what happened to Liquid Gas? I think he had a moment. He's had another moment as well. So Liquid Gas had a big problem. Thomas is through, Foxy's through, Snake's got through, and Blood Diamond as well. This is not what Liquid Gas needs. He's now got his teammate for company. I think his teammate's going to try and play rear gunner. He's very fair. Blood Diamond went a little bit wide out the back of Ivata. That'll probably be a warning. Thomas now 1.8 after whatever happened with him. Liquid Gas. Voxy got through as well on that one. Scottish Warrior Monsters had a pit stop. Has Monster got some damage? Yes, he has. Oh, nightmare for him. He's gone back to the hard tyres that he used at the start of the race. So he used hard compound tyres for him. Oh, nightmare for Andrew. Not sure what that was caused with. He was behind Voxy. What's happened here? What's happened? Oh, that's Blood Diamond. And he's had a collision with Thomas. 10 seconds for a collision with Thomas. Thomas has lost a lot of places as well. It's all going on. There's big damage. Look at the damage to Thomas. He's missing half a front wing on the Ferrari. Mike with another 3 seconds as well. On behind him, and the Williams trying to have a fight back. So we have got the two Alpines now 1 and 2. Snake genuinely there on pace, genuinely there from 17th and a qualifying ban on the grid. He is now leading after lap 19 with his teammate in second, who does need to pit probably soon, you would have to say. Foxy is there for now. Snake, just to reinforce that matter, has now set the fastest lap of the race. Now then, Jack, championship leader, DLS wide open, makes the move on Foxy. Now Jack will try to chase down Innate and Snake as well, and redo battle, recommence. Now Trem up there in 6th, good race so far from him. A few penalties of course to his name. Thomas has stayed out. Maybe he wasn't really feeling the damage to the rear wing. Maybe just the balance is okay so far, manageable at this point. It's a little bit wide to be honest. Oh no, that's Blood Diamond again! He is really struggling. Really struggling. I think Blood Diamond was ahead of Thomas. I think Thomas, because there's no front end damage, I think Thomas on the grippier, fresher tyres has had a moment. Thomas is out! Thomas is out! Has he hit Scottish Warrior? He's got big damage. The V car, big damage. Safety car once again, lap 20. Scottish Warrior has got a lot of damage. Thomas out. So, honestly, I'm lost. Wow. Where is Thomas's car? Thomas's car's gone. So be it Piratella. Now, Mike Taylor got 10 seconds for ignoring the yellow flag. I'm not really sure. Oh, yeah, I think he may have overtaken Trem, who is slow and letting people through. Confusing. Anyway, confused.com. Pickle, I think, interesting, real fast. I think that is an understatement of the century. Oh, wow. Let's let these things. Yeah, Liquid Gas has gone back to the hard compound tyres. Mike's retired from the session now. 4 retirees. And a third safety car. Plus a VSC that we've had. Plus, we've now got Snake on another set of fresh mediums with a worn hards for Liquid Gas behind him. Voxy's gone to the softs, interestingly. I don't think they'll go 10 laps or so. Probably not. Well, it'll be quite quick at the start. It'll be interesting to see how they go. Penalties. There's a few. Braddock's drive-through penalty finds himself in 7th due to pit stops, but drive-through is going to send him down to the back of the pack. Dirty Dubs is a good lap behind. 13 seconds for Danny Jones in 13th, 6 for Innate and Voxy in 5th and 6th respectively. Then we have Trem, Vexman, Blood Diamond, Grimmo, Scotch Warrior and Danny on 3 seconds each. Snake, Liquid Gas and Mons are the only ones without a penalty this evening. We've seen Liquid Gas got a little bit close and Liquid Brothers just adds a few more. I have no idea how many he's actually got because the drive through it shows. I've not listened to the Discord chat. It's not PG friendly. I can imagine. There's a few accusation, finger pointing, name calling going on in there. But if they have the respect still, that's all that matters. That's what counts at the end of the day because that's what we do. At least I'm just about keeping it PG friendly. I'm not sure how, because we've seen the man lying 4th of the championship, YNWA, out of this race, trying to overtake with the DRS. Oh, there he is, Liquid Gas. Then Thomas, we think had a coming together with Scots Warrior, damaged his wing, and then we're not sure what happened. He had coming together with Blood Diamond, damaged front wing, big penalty for Blood Diamond, which he has now served in the pits, the 10 seconds, and then. God, not sure if we think, like I say, it was with Scots Warrior, and he has retired from the session, so he is 2nd in the championship, the only man in the championship standing so far. In 4th, Liquid Gas, but Snake not a million miles away, and this is going to massively mix up the order. I've said earlier how close it is after 2 rounds, and let me tell you, it's going to be even closer, and a lot of twists and turns after this race. So 10 laps to go after this one. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what excitement, what crazy stories are left to be told this evening. This is only chapter 2. Before we're starting the 3rd part of this race, the final third, the 3rd chapter. And what will be written around this Emilia Romagna Imola circuit. But I think it's Danny who's a bit further off the pack. So I'm interested just to know. There he is. So I was wondering, we know Dirty Dubs is a lap down. I was wondering of where in the pack. We saw this at the restart. He was between Snake and Innate. well, who would have been in third. He's now just ahead of Liquid Gas. So that's going to make an interesting restart. You can't let people through until after the start-finish line, because that will cause everyone else to actually get a penalty, and rather unfairly as well, especially if they have to make other pit stops, because that can really change the order. So he does at least have to cross the start and finish line when the safety car does go in. I think we'll probably come in at the end of Scott's Warriors now pitted. Wasn't going to lose too much time, but fresher tyres for him to the end of the race. Now we saw a few drivers go to the soft tyres. There we are. Scott's Warriors actually put on a fresh set of softs. Voxy is the only man on the soft now. A few drivers on the mediums. They should comfortably go to the end. The ones who are going to struggle are Trem, Frexman, Liquid Gas on the hard tyres, Dubs as well. I think they're going to struggle a little bit, but even though they're worn, the hard tyres in the first stint for these drivers, not most of them anyway, especially Liquid Gas, will have done hardly any laps. It had a bit of a virtual safety car, and then the safety car which he pitted. And now we've got a few more laps under the safety car again. Yes, the wear may not be too bad. So this is going to be an interesting final 9 laps of this one. So please don't go anywhere, everybody. It's Trem now. When does he now? The third safety car peels into the pits, and now the third different restart. And Trem goes outside of Rivatsa. He goes early. He's caught Vexman. Really napping. Difficult restart for him, but he's got Snake all over the back of him. And now Dubs does move out the way after the start-finish line. That has released Liquid Gas, but he has been hampered by that. And he's also going to have a bit of company because Snake has got through on Vexman. Grimall 3 seconds to add to his name. Voxy had an incredible start. The soft tyres worked beautifully for him, and he's on the back of Liquid Gas. Of course, going to take a little bit of time to get the hard tyres working. Voxy's trying not to waste any time, though. He wants to get Jack back for when Jack passed him earlier in this race, and Jack just squirming a little bit, unsure of where the grip is fully for this one. Snake, fresh and medium tyres up the hill to Piratella, gets the move done. This man, if he keeps it clean, this could be one of the all-time great drives in Formula 1 esports, and especially through MRS and CRF1. Apologies, I can't remember the Sunday Division's name. Do apologise. Voxy now joins the 3-second club, adds another 3 seconds, I should say, to his time. Monster in 8th, had a difficult restart. Drivers around him on faster, fresher tyres. He just needs to keep his nose clean because a lot of them have penalties. He could gain some big places at the end of this race, so it's all to play for both of the McLaren boys. Snake now sets another fastest lap. Liquid Gas got the tyres working. He's now up to third. There is no DRS at this moment in time. Foxy's looking interested. This is almost into turn 1. Jack just makes it. Frexman's had to almost give way to Foxy, who had to back out of it. That is allowed to fit an 8 to have a go. He can't. Blood Diamond now back looking interested. Oh, that's bad for Foxy. Too much interfield nerve, and that's allowed Blood Diamond to have a look as he's going to try and go around the outside into Torso as he got grip. Gives him room, Foxy. Blood Diamond, exit line. Oh, there's a bit of twitch of contact. But all good there. Wow. Bladders has had a contact with Dirty Dubs. Okay, maybe there wasn't any ghosting. Oh, that's a bit of a cut from Foxy. That's not going to help his cause, but Liquid Gas now all over the back of Trem. Oh, a little bit twitchy under the final part of brake, and a little bit of opposite lock as he throws into Viviente Alta. And now look at Snake. He has disappeared into the distance. 4 seconds now the gap. What can Jack do about that? Can Jack take home the hat-trick of wins to start this season off with? Now just about into the 117s. And that is a serious lap time from Snake to do that on his own. But now Jack, 4 seconds, 4.1 is the gap. What can the championship leader do about that? We'll leave him to it because the battle is here. The battle is behind it. We have got multiple penalties coming through. We'll have to check on that one right towards the end because that's going to be difficult. But was that the win? That was Trem. Trem, that's got Blood Diamond. I had to back out of it. That's allowed Vexman to close up. Was the contact there with Foxy? Not actually sure. Andrew's there as well, just keeping tabs on what's going on, looking to pick up the pieces. Scotch Warrior has had more pit stops than anybody, I think. Every time there's been any kind of yellow flag, he's been in the pits. Oh, look at Foxy having a look at Blood Diamond. Thought about it down the hill into Piratella. That's not where you want to do it. No, not Piratella, sorry. Do apologise. Aqua Minerali, I should say. Wrong corner entirely. It goes the other direction. Anyway. But look at this. Wow. 4th to 9th. Oh, so tight. Innate hasn't. Oh, Innate's got through on Trem. Innate is now giving Jack something to think about. And Jack's dropped a second. Well, 8/10 on this lap. The Alpines are giving the championship leader a massive headache. Innate does have penalties, but he's going to want to use those tyres to the best he possibly can. Let's have a look at those penalties. Actually, it's 6 seconds, so it's going to be a tall order. Blood Diamond has now got another 3 seconds. So Andrew is in 8th now. He is still behind his former teammate of Vexman. And Andrew, is he going to have a quick look? Look at that, was pushing him through the Villeneuve chicane. But look at this, oh, closing up through Torsa. Trem struggling. Vexman on the hard, on more, sorry, on heavier, worn tyres. And those around. Voxy's still doing a good job. Those soft tyres working for him. Scotch Warrior, those tyres just not able to get through because of this train that we find ourselves. Liquid gas are now dropped off. Oh, no, that was Vexman! I think he's kept it out the wall somehow. He did. Good job. Good job. That Red Bull's still going. That would have scared the absolute bejeebus out of Trem and Monster. But they keep going. This actually could give Monster a bit of a chance here. Look at the gap. Look at the gaps forming. We have 5 laps to go in 8 now. 17-4. He is flying in on his teammate. Jack has no answer at this moment, but we'll take it. But Andrew now with the DRS has used all of his battery. But he is through up into 5th. No penalty as well for that man. So only the 3 drivers still. Snake, Liquid Gas and Monster without penalties. Foxy has now had to pit. I don't know if that was due to damage, but not sure, but maybe the softs just weren't working. Trem with an extra 3 seconds. Oh, Scotch Warrior's got round. Oh, Scotch Warrior's having an absolute storming comeback. Oh, he's had to let a few drivers go through. Now he can rewrite himself. Oh, hardship. Vexman through. Grimo has now found himself back up into 7th. Oh, Monster's joined the 3-second club. Andrew, what are you doing? However, look at this way for Andrew to give him a bit of... Oh, crikey, I just need to breathe it. Oh, don't say there's a few clouds in the sky. Actually, no, do. You gentlemen are going to owe me quite a few beers after this one. Because this is incredible. We've now got a few gaps forming. Innate closing the gap on his teammate. Don't know if it's going to be enough. Jack can't stick with him. Just needs to stick within 6 seconds of Innate though to get second and keep his championship league. And actually extend it slightly as well. As Thomas and the Y and W8 have failed to finish. Look at this though, the battle. Monster sort of pulled away from this battle. Grimo now has got through on Trem. Such is the overspeed that he has on the fresher medium tyres. So him and Blood Diamond redoing battle towards the end of this race. But as I say, the gaps, Monster 5.5 off his teammate. Blood Diamond is 2.7 behind, but has Grimo and Trem to contend with. Vexman dropped off the bat. Danny in 9th. Foxy, Scottish Warrior now had to pit. He had that spin last time round, so that's going to put him down to 11th, I believe it is. Still Bradley jumps a lap down. So, 3 more laps to go, ladies and gents. And this is the quietest it's been. Trem very twitchy on that Grimo at the dirty air, pushing really hard so he doesn't lose the DRS off the back of that Mercedes. And now everyone's sort of just looking like they need to manage the gaps a little bit. We'll go to those penalties. So Vexman needs to close the gap to Trem. a little bit so that he can gain that 7th position on the penalty shoot. Nobody else is going to be really affected by it, other than Innate would lose that 2nd spot, and it won't be an Alpine 1-2. If it stays like this, it will cost on the line, but it'll be a 1-3, which will be an absolutely incredible achievement. Blood Diamond! He has struggled with traction through there a few times in this latter part of the lap. Really struggled, and that is heartbreak for him. He's still got 6 seconds. Vexman, that helps him massively, and he's closed the gap to Trem just a little bit more, so he needs to push on Vexman, and then he'll get 6th place now. After all that, Monster still needs to push on a little. He can't be too complacent with the drivers behind him, but he just doesn't want to get another penalty to his name. In 3 seconds, 9 seconds now, so what's that going to do to it? It's not going to change anything. Monster too far back. Grimmo really pushing on massively now. 2 more rotations of this track to go, and Grimmo is really got the hammer down. He's got the grip in those mediums at the minute. He's still quicker than those around by quite a considerable margin, and he is pushing on. It's going to be a last lap gasp on Monster, as long as he keeps it clean. Both on for brilliant finishes, 4th and 5th respectively as it stands, and that's all we need to do. But we're going to keep an eye on this one because it is literally the only battle on track. The gaps there, the intervals on the left hand side of your screen. But that gap at the front now 2 seconds, but there is of course that big penalty. 4 and 8, but Jack's still just struggling to keep up. But there's always going to be a tall order for Jack, the way that the safety cars fell. That's Dubs getting out the way once again, but yeah, a difficult one for him because of the way the safety cars fell, starting on the hard tyres. Couldn't keep them going. Of course, you do the right thing at that moment in time and hope it's going to pan out to you. It has started to cloud over. Don't think we're going to see the wet stuff. He's going to try it into Rivatsa. He's not, but he's going to have a bit more grip and he nearly there. Bit of a heart in the mouth moment for the Williams man. We're going to run on board him because I'm sure he has saved a bit of his battery. Monster gets a good exit, but the DRS there it is wide open on the back of the Williams, and he's closing. Monster stays to the left. Grimble goes, I'll go around the outside, and the overspeed works for him. But now Monster, final lap of the race, the final rotation round this. Monster needs to stick within 3 seconds of the Williams, and he will get that 4th place back. That is all he needs to do. Grimmo needs to keep it clean and not get any more warnings, any more penalties, or it will all be in vain. For him, he'll be safe for 5th though. See, Vexman is now just on that 3 seconds. He's just dropped back out of it now, typically, as I go to him. But he's just about there. But we're going to cut to the man who's had a qualifying ban from Japan. Started the back of the grid. He has had a storming race. It's worked out perfectly for him. He's pitted at the right time on the safety car. He has had the pace this evening. OGK Snake takes the win. David Imola, his teammate, is going to come across in 2nd, but after penalties, the man will cross the championship leader in 2nd, Liquid Gas in 8th, in 3rd. Grimbo does take 4th, but Monster managed to keep within that, so 4th for Andrew, 5th for Grimbo. Great races by the pair. Trem, what a good race from him. He's crossed the line at 6th. Is Vexman not quite close enough? 10th outside. Vexman takes 7th. Blood Diamond had the pace at times, didn't go his way. He finishes 8th. Foxy in 9th. Then Danny Jones, we haven't seen him this evening, unfortunately, but he has been in the mix of it. He has been up and down like you wouldn't believe. So a good solid 10th for him. Scott's Warrior, hard day, difficult day at the office for him because he was up there. He qualified 4th, had a great start, and it just went badly at the wrong times for him. Caught up in an incident as well, and he will finish 11th. And then got to the end. Woof. Wow, that was absolutely incredible. I hope it shows the actual standings this time, because we do have that glitch that I seem to have for some unknown reason where it does cut the end off. But there we are, 2 Alpines on the podium. Championship leader in between them in second place, but a driver of the day without a shadow of a doubt, beyond any question, is Snake from the back of the grid. Wow, what a race that was. I think we may see a couple of stewards' inquiries after some of the incidents that we've seen. Big names dropping out. Thomas, YNWA to name but 2 of them. Wow, that was so difficult. And then we've got, well, it's pretty much an Alpine runaway, isn't it? Most overtakes, driver of the day, cleanest driver, race winner, 2 Snake in 8 with the fastest lap. Did it take us to the... Oh, it does. Beautiful. So there we are, ladies and gents, and this will show us all the times, and it does get the fastest lap of the race by quite a distance as well. We're going to cut down. We mentioned a few people, Brothers and Dirty Dubs. They were a couple of laps down, 4 laps for Dirty Dubs, but did well to finish. Mike, Thomas, YNW and Silent Hunter, unfortunately, did not finish, but my little pickle did join us in the chat, so all is not lost. I am going for a lie down, ladies and gents, because that was just absolutely incredible. That wow. I mean, congratulations to Snake on the win from the back of the grid. Congratulations to Jack and Innate as well on the podiums. Congratulations to all the drivers, especially the finishers. Absolutely incredible racing we have seen tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We'll be back in 7 days' time while I go and lie down for probably about 6 of those days. And then we'll be back for more racing for round 4 of CRF1. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Have a lovely evening. Good night.